Yo guys, welcome back to the fourth episode of the worst podcast in town. We've managed to drag in another really good guest. Fuck, we've already fucked it up. Ladies and gentlemen, he boasts over 1.1 monthly listens on Spotify from New Zealand. He's also recently played his first show in the USA, and the man is about to take over the rap game. Lil Bubblegum, how are you, bro?
What's up, bro? I'm doing good. How are you, bro?
I'm not bad. How's COVID life treating you?
Like, how's COVID life? Oh, damn. It kind of sucks, coming back from the States, like, where everything's happening, and then just getting back to New Zealand and having to deal with lockdown.
Yeah, because if I was right, when I seen you left, we went into lockdown like...
Bro, literally a week later, a week on the dot, bro. It's like, I was super fortunate to, like, get out, like, literally a week before COVID lockdown, so, yo.
That's sick, bro. So, like, obviously, you've had a pretty... crazy. You're still super young as well, bro, and you've had quite a crazy run already, especially for a New Zealand artist. Like, well, if in the last year, what would be a moment that you'd pick apart and be like, okay, I think something special's happening here, or like I'm onto something, like it's different. Like, is there a moment there?
Probably, like, to be honest, it was probably like the first ever lockdown we had, because like I was going to school, but like at this time I was like, bro, I have literally nothing to do now. And, like, I have a mic, like a USB mic. So I was like, fire, I might as well just start, like, going handies with the music and stuff. So, like, lockdown was kind of like a blessing in disguise. Like, a lot of people, obviously, like, lockdown was super hard. But for me, it was, like a time where I could just be super creative and make music. Because I like being inside. So I made, like, hella music. And then I ended up recording this song called Guap. And then posting it on YouTube. And at the time, I was like, I don't think this song will do that well. And then it started, like, gaining, like, 100K like every day, and I was like, bro, how the fuck is this happening? Like, super buzzy. I'm like, bro, I've literally put nothing into like marketing, or like I've never done marketing, no label or whatever, and it was just getting 100K every day. So I was like, fuck, pretty grateful. So that was the moment that really stood out to me. Yeah.
So have you fully finished school, or what's the goal of that?
Yeah, bro. So I did 5 weeks of like year 13, and I just left. Like, I was like,
yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Like, bro, I was going to boarding school, so I was like, fuck, like, I'm out of here, But
you're boarding?
Yeah, I was boarding this year, so that was. Are you boys from Auckland or?
Nah, bro.
You guys from?
We're from Blenheim, at the top of the South Island.
Damn, you guys are far out.
Yeah, I know. Like, nobody. I think people I see people commenting about our brand on TikTok, and they're like, they think it's in Dunedin and shit. Like, I don't even think anyone knows where Blenheim exists. So it's pretty crack up, because we're just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
that's gangster.
Bro, so what was your experience like in the USA though? Like, in general, did you enjoy it, or?
Yeah, I think I loved it, but it was a bit of a culture shock going from like New Zealand to LA. Like, just the first time I got there, because like there was a bunch of stuff that happened, but like, when I got there, just seeing the diversity, because in New Zealand, like, we do have like a lot of different cultures, but because it's like America, like a lot of people are there, so you like Mexicans, African Americans, and it's just like crazy seeing so many different races. I think that was really cool, but like especially LA, bro, because I stayed in Hollywood, like in the Hollywood area, and there's different parts of Hollywood, but the like area I stayed in was alright, but like on the first night, like I was there, like I literally like a homeless man literally like took like a fat shit like on the sidewalk, and I was like, yo, this is nasty. And it's like the first time like I've ever seen like this happen, because like we have homeless people in New Zealand, but like it's a whole different level like in LA, especially Hollywood, bro. You don't think in a place like Hollywood like this would happen, but there's a lot of like homeless and stuff.
Yeah, I guess what you see like online about places like Hollywood, LA, you think it's just like the pinnacle.
You think it's amazing. It is cool. Yeah. But, like, obviously there's a side that they don't show to it.
It's still reality, like
the reality of it, and
yeah.
That was real eye opening. But I was like, yeah, that was crazy. Like, on the first night,
It's
rude awakening.
How do you find, like, I watched your TikTok the other day and I found it really interesting about getting support from New Zealand. Are you finding you're slowly getting more support from New Zealand, or are you finding you're still, like, popping everywhere else and people care about it more elsewhere?
I feel like it's kind of picking up, because I think going to LA as well, like, there's more people like, oh, damn, there's a dude, like, over in LA doing a little bit, and he's from New Zealand. But before, like, I think I wasn't really focused on building this like kind of music in New Zealand, because it's not like, it's not the sound here yet. And I say yet because I think it could be. The underground scene could kind of take off here. But going to LA and coming back, it's kind of given me like a newfound purpose, especially in New Zealand, to like push a different sound. And before my mindset was like, I don't really care. Like I'm just, because it's popular elsewhere, like I'm just going to try push it there. But now I'm like, while I'm in New Zealand, I want to like, even if people don't mess with it, I want to make the most of it and just go hard with it. And the people that do mess with it, it's going to be dope. So, yeah, I think there is a little bit more support, and it's just doing something different that's out of the norm for New Zealand, I think, is what I'm trying to do. And just hopefully doing a few shows this year would be cool if the borders open up and COVID chills out a little bit.
I think one major thing I was thinking about it yesterday, because I've known a little bit about like the music and like been a bit involved in like the rap industry like last few years here. But I think what likes of you and Letoa are doing right is you guys, like, I notice New Zealand's always a bit behind, so we could have someone popping here, but the music or sounds like slightly gone out in America or somewhere else, like they're slightly behind. But I think what you guys are onto here is you're actually on par, or if anything, like in the perfect timing of the wave that it is in America, where you just get guys like Cash Dummy and that blowing up, and all these boys on Lyrical Lemonade. So I think that's what's really benefiting you guys. Like, yeah.
Oh no, I fully agree. I mean, it's not just the music. I think it's like fashion as well. There's pretty like ahead of New Zealand as well. There's a lot of stuff that's you're just ahead, and I think it takes a while for New Zealand to catch up, because at the moment, like, I still feel like the hip hop scene here is like, there's obviously a lot of like new like generation artists, but there's also like this mindset that like a lot of old heads can't change the way it has been, where it's been like kind of like gangster old school rap, and it's been like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I'll pay respects to like Scribe and Savage, and those dudes are dope. But you know what I mean? Like, it's rappers like hip hop is always changing, so you got to adapt with it. And I feel like our generation is gonna start to adapt to it more here in New Zealand, because America, and I feel like Aussie's already doing it. Like Aussie supports their artists like 1-4 and stuff like way more than I think people do in New Zealand. But I think New Zealand is definitely catching up a bit, and hopefully there's a movement here. Should be dope.
How do you one thing I find real interesting is like, how do you, like, when you started rapping or like wanted to go to the USA, like, how did your family react? Like, have they always been very supportive, or were they like, what are you trying to do with your life? Or like, I'm always very curious, especially because you're so young.
I feel my dad felt a bit crazy at first, like trying to go to LA, saying I was going to LA. He's like, bro, what are you doing? And I mean, even like when I left school, it wasn't like I just made up that decision, you know. Like, I had to talk to my parents, because I always tell my parents about my music and stuff, because I want to make sure that they're like on board with what I'm doing. Obviously not everyone like in my family was gonna support it straight away, but I think leaving school kind of gave me the motivation to be like, yo, I really have to push this now, because I got like not much else to fall back on. So I just got to go hard with music. Yeah. I'm super fortunate that my family like supports me heaps, so I always tell them what I'm doing about music. I don't keep any secrets or anything. But I think for like the last year, like, they didn't even know I was like I was recording music, but they didn't know I was taking it that seriously. So like when I told them, I was like, yo, I got like 1 million views, they were like, I don't think they believed it at first, because it's kind of like, because I never like in general thought I would be doing music. Like I've always wanted to do like movie directing and stuff, so it kind of just came about and started off as a hobby, like anything.
How important has like the likes of Jodo been for like your music as well, bro? Because like his like talking about movie and directing, like his production's insane. It's fucking ridiculous.
When Aiden showed me your music, the first thing I commented on was, I was like, oh, whoever his producer is, he is insane with it. Like, something I do a lot is video editing things outside of like the podcast and my own job. And yeah, like I said to Aiden straight away, bro, he's different.
He's built different, eh? Like he's shout out Jacob Jodo. He's the man. And like my bro Blue, because they're always doing like a lot of my music videos and stuff, and they work with like quite a few like American artists that do VFX for like some of like Lil Mosey and Lil Tecca's videos. So obviously he's pretty crazy, pretty ahead of, especially in New Zealand. Like there's dope video editors and directors, but yeah, he's crazy, bro. He's crazy for New Zealand.
That's sick.
I was gonna say, while on like production and all that, with your like videos and things, obviously you put them, you put them on Spotify, put them on YouTube, whatever. How do you go about doing all your covers and things? Because that's the other thing I commented to Aiden, bro, was your YouTube thumbnails.
Yeah, they're a bit sus, eh? They're a bit... It's funny as, bro, but... Oh, no, like, it's weird, because I just use, like... for a lot of my videos, I just use edits, and then I just use, like, a real, like, clickbaity, like, thumbnail. Because, bro, there's some horny bastards, eh, that just, like, listen to my music. So I'm just like, I gotta use the most
Take
of
advantage.
this. Yeah, take advantage of it. So...
Bro, one thing I've noticed, and was reading through your TikTok comments and shit, like,
yeah.
do you have the most sus fan group right now?
Yeah, I would say so. I would.
Wow.
They're a different level, eh? But it's probably partly my fault for like what I've said on my live. Sometimes I just go with my fans and just be real sus, and then it's kind of bad because my mum like looks at my comments sometimes. She's like, "Are these people actually gay for you?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, it's just a joke." So it's crack up, guys.
It is a relevant joke now, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's one thing I noticed, like, everyone's running like Lil Bubblegum and like other shit on here I'm not gonna say, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's funny, bro. It's crack up.
Yeah.
I guess it builds community though, doesn't it? Like, as much as it's sus, at least it builds that jokes, like, kind of...
Yeah.
Exactly, and like just random people that just look in the comments, they're like, "Yo, what the fuck is this, bro?"
Like, yeah. Now your TikTok's very entertaining, bro. Like, how important, like, as platform has TikTok been for like blowing up your music? Like, because it is a ridiculous platform.
It's ridiculous, eh, for just blowing up like anything, like even clothing, like just anything in general. Like, it just helps, and I've seen some of your TikToks too as well, which is dope. But it's been like a huge help. I think it's not my biggest platform, but I just use it to like it's just used to just promote all my music and stuff. And obviously like gets it out to a wider audience. You're about to laugh. What's so funny?
I said promote or chat shit. Because the only TikToks I sent to Aiden like the other day, bro. I got one on my For You page. I was like, oh, bro, this is Lil Bubblegum, mate. And it's just you just there. This guy was complaining about your music. And you were just like, yeah, check your 10 mil. And things like that. It's just so chill.
It's just used to like just troll a little bit, eh? But it's like, I love TikTok, but man, like there's some sensitive like people in the comments, like this, like my old account on TikTok, like someone was like trying to roast me and I roasted them back and they got real offended. I was like, bro, how are you gonna like roast me and then I roast you back and then you like try to report me for bullying? I was like, so there's some snowflakes in there, but it's a cool platform though, especially for music. I think it's like the fastest way to blow up, in my opinion. TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
What do you reckon is like one piece of advice you'd give to any like Kiwi artist or musician, kind of coming through the scene?
I think my dad's always like given me this piece of advice, and it's like finish what you start. So for me, like there's always been times where I've wanted to like quit music, or just, it applies to anything, not just music, anything in life. But I've already started it and I've already done it for a little while. So I think the best advice I could give is to just see through everything, even if you might not see success at the end of the road. It's the journey that's the most important, and what you've learned on the way. That's probably my piece of advice I'd give anyone.
Oh, that's some wisdom. There's some wisdom. What's one artist that you haven't featured with? Like, if you could pick them up right now and feature with them, who is it? Like, one in the world.
One in the Snot right now. Snot or Night.
I figured it
for sure.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What does next year hold for you then? What's your 2022 plan? Like, do you think you'll leave New Zealand, or do you think you're going to stay here, or what's the go?
I mean, I'm a homeboy. I love being home. Like even going to LA, I was like, oh damn, like I could go there for like visits, but I don't know if I'd live there. I just love New Zealand too much. So I think definitely like hopefully in the future maybe like touring and then just coming back home. So I always have a base here to like record and see my fam and my friends. But yeah, I think shows and just have like some projects planned that I'm gonna drop. So that'll be dope. Pretty much.
Do you must have been like, have you been approached by labels or anything like in New Zealand or out in New Zealand?
I don't know if I can talk about that. Eh?
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, that's cool, bro. No, sweet. I just want to thank you heaps for your time today. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy man. Best of luck for everything still going on. We'll still be supporting you. And if you haven't checked out Lil Bubblegum's music, you should. Actually, why the name Lil Bubblegum before I finish up?
It comes from like one of my favorite like animated TV shows, like Adventure Time, like Princess Bubblegum. So I just took it.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
much.
Nah, sweet, bro.
Yeah,
awesome. Thanks very much for your time, and we'll wrap it up there.